May meeting of the Citizens Communications Council, and we'd like to welcome our new town manager. If you'd please stand, I think they can take your picture. Thank you very much. Tonight, a number of our members were unable to come for a variety of very sound reasons, and we'll start with our report from Radnor Studio 21, our general manager, George Strimmel.
Hello, everybody. Please pardon me for the cold. But I'll stay back here, so I won't spread it to anybody.
That's a good thing.
I'm not too sure it's a cold or what it is. One of those things. This has been an exciting time for all of us. We just, as a matter of fact, with the two gentlemen right there, we're able to do a show that'll run tomorrow night and then through the weekend, introducing our new township manager to the citizens of Radnor Township. And that comes on at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So we recommend that you sit down and listen to a very good presentation. That's the kind of things, as you know, we do at Radnor Studio 21. We have found a workaround while we wait for Comcast to fix the problem that we developed in one of the new cameras.
Have we
the workaround is working.
Have we communicated with
We have communicated.
to Broadhurst on that?
Yes. Yes.
And he has not been responsive?
I have not heard back. That's all I can tell you. But we had it working, so that's not bad. But it's not recommended. I mean, turning things off and turning them on again as a solution is not necessarily a solution. We might want to keep something on for more than one day, or 1 minute, or 1 hour. But
have they responded to the quarterly assessment of the equipment?
not to me. That was done to, they had hired RGB.
Yeah, I remember that.
They have not responded to them either. So right now the whole thing is just sits there. And actually we're probably into another quarter report by now, or close to it.
Okay, we're going to be meeting with Comcast on the 25th to, no we're not, I'm sorry, we're going to be scheduling on the 25th. All right, I'll call Broadhurst and see if I can lean on it.
He has had that for several months, the report.
Yeah.
Mine is only a.
But I just want to make sure that we're holding up our end by communicating with them, that's all.
Absolutely, but I can assure you that they were communicated long before I communicated.
Okay.
Further, I don't have anything to tell you except that we continue to do the programs that we do. We'll be covering, of course, the upcoming Memorial Day Parade. We did not cover the other event that occurred, Mr. Sestak's victory lap right over at our own Valley Forge Military Academy and College, which occurred last night. We did not have the crew to send out that all of the networks were able to pull out with a very big engineering department and a very big checkbook. But they did a good job of it.
Okay.
Any questions, gentlemen?
Any questions on Radnor Studio 21? Thank you very much, George.
Thank you.
Comcast,
Excuse me, I really probably wasn't going to be able to go on much longer anyway. Thanks.
Comcast, have we heard from Getsfried? I guess she's not coming. She did? Okay. We do not have a report from Verizon, although they did send a written report, which is long and probably not, I don't think there's anything significant in it. I just scanned it. But I'll talk to them if there is anything. Under old business, the status of our communications ordinance. Steve, have you spoken with the township on this?
Yes, sir. Good evening. I spoke to, or I had an email correspondence with Mr. Rice, our solicitor, in reference to the ordinance. He advises that he is going to let me know as soon as possible when it will be introduced to the Board of Commissioners. And at that point, after the introduction, it then goes to the Delaware County Planning Commission for their approval, and back to our Planning Commission for one last final comment. And after that, it'll be sent for the vote. So I will let you know as soon as it's on the agenda for the Board of Commissioners. It should be very soon.
Is there a reason why that hasn't been put on
I'm not quite sure, but he assured me that he's going to let me know as soon as that date is available.
Okay, because that's been dragging a long time. And the planning commission already agreed to the changes that have been made, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Yes, but I believe it's in the process where they have to look at it one last time after the board introduces it.
Okay. All right, the status.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
on a
I beg your
related
pardon?
subject,
Yes.
the Federal Communications Commission, in a matter related to its overall broadband study, has formed an intergovernmental task force on rights of way. 4 associations of local officials, the National Association of Telecommunications Officers and Advisors, the National League of Cities, the Conference of Mayors, and the National Association of Counties have submitted a letter recommending that there be local government participants in this intergovernmental task force on rights of way, since probably the great majority of rights of way, at least in Pennsylvania, are administered by municipalities. Our council in Washington says that there will probably be at least some representation of local governments, but probably not in the numbers that those 4 organizations requested, which would have totaled 11 representatives of localities. But I would expect that there will be at least a representative of the counties and a representative of the mayors, and perhaps a representative of the National Association of Telecommunications Officers.
Do we know what this group has been charged with?
This group has been charged, among other things, with finding out whether whether municipalities, by their practices, ordinance, zoning,
Control right.
are some way hindering or helping or are neutral in the deployment of broadband on a national basis in the U.S.
Sounds like a mammoth undertaking, and if there's that many people involved.
Well, if the federal government is involved, we should at least be wary, because right now our powers over the right-of-way are plenary, and therefore they have virtually only one way to go.
Yeah, down. Okay, status of the Comcast franchise agreement. Just so everyone is aware of what we're doing, we're in the process of negotiating with Comcast to renew the franchise agreement that we've had with them for a number of years. We've had several meetings so far. We're planning our own group is meeting on the 25th to review the latest proposal from Comcast, after which we will meet physically with them and hopefully be able to come to an accommodation that's satisfactory to all, and we look forward to getting that done. Our goal is to have that agreement be as close to the Verizon agreement as possible. We believe the Verizon agreement, which we settled on 2 years ago now? Yes, it is.
2006, I believe, isn't it?
That long ago. Time flies. Is probably as good a contract with any cable provider as you could hope for. So, that's that, and I'm open for new business.
Mr. Chairman, on that, when
Yes.
and if there is an agreement with Comcast, it will obviously be brought before this committee
Group, yeah.
for public comment, and then submitted to the Board of Commissioners
For approval.
for their approval, and there will be an additional opportunity for public comment at that time.
So, any questions related to that? Steve? No?
Under new business, just to update you on, there have been no applications for carriers over the past 30 days, and also an update on the Township Tower. The T-Mobile installation is still in progress. They sent out structural engineers today to look at the base of the tower to make sure it's structurally sound. That's a requirement they have to have. With regards to clear communications, we're still jockeying for space on the tower. We had them a spot, and due to some changes in our police communication system, the police are changing to a different channel mid-June, so we had to move some of the antennas around. We now have to find them a different spot, so we're still in the negotiations with them. As soon as we come up with an agreeable spot for them on the tower, they will do the formal process and apply. So that's where we stand.
We had 4 pending. Has anything moved on those?
I spoke to Mr. Petroza about 3 of the 4, which were T-Mobile pole-top units, and he has not gotten back to me with regards to whether or not they're going to pursue them. They are at least 120 days old at this time. He said that unless we heard back from them, that they're not going to be interested in pursuing them. And the other one was pole-top units down on Darby Paley Road. He has not gotten back to me either. So I asked for them to have a representation at this committee to do a presentation, and he has not gotten back to me yet.
Okay.
All right?
Comments? Bruce?
The shot clock on the applications that were pending at the time of the FCC rulemaking, limiting the time that municipalities have to act on those applications, expired yesterday, so that people who had applications pending at the time the rule was adopted can now sue municipalities if they haven't acted. We have no applications in that category. So we don't.
No, we do not.
But we need to be aware of that shot clock on anything that is now filed and deemed complete, because when it's deemed complete, that's when the shot clock starts to tick away.
There she is, Miss America.
I apologize.
And not to worry, Kate.
42 to 76, a different direction.
Yeah. We've had our problems with roads being repaired, so we're very sympathetic.
I'm very sorry.
Not to worry. The floor is yours.
Well, thank you. I actually don't have much to report this month. One great bit of news, we celebrated Comcast Cares Day on April 24th and had 2 great projects in Delaware County. They were not in Radnor per se, but we worked with the Pennsylvania Veterans Museum and had a great project. We also did care packages for troops, so just wanted to mention that.
Well done.
I also know that you are in the process of reviewing the latest franchise agreement that Kevin Broadhurst sent your way. I believe there's a meeting set up for next week, and we'll wait to hear from you after you have a chance to review it.
Okay, while you were not here, we heard from Radnor Studio 21. There were 2 issues in the dialogue between Studio 21 and Kevin Broadhurst. One relating to the quarterly inspection of all equipment in Radnor Studio 21. They did send someone to inspect the material. It's an independent contractor, not an employee of Comcast. As far as we know, he prepared a resume or a summary of all the equipment that needed to be looked at or replaced or repaired. We have not heard anything since, so whatever was discovered has not been dealt with.
You have not heard anything from the contractor?
From
Or from
Broadhurst.
Okay.
So would you call him? I mean, I'm going to call him too, but you should talk to him.
Okay, so follow up with Kevin to find out what
Right.
the contractor
And
had
then
to say.
specifically, of the 2 new cameras that we received in the last several months, one is not operating properly, and my understanding is he has been informed of that, and he has not responded to it. Is that right, George?
That's as part of the report.
That was part of the quarterly inspection?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a significance to that camera, since that's a primary vehicle for them to do all the programming that they do at Studio 21. So would you please tell Kevin Broadhurst that we're concerned about the lack of response
Okay,
to what is clearly an obligation under their existing contract, okay?
certainly.
Good.
And so as far as you know, the contractor spoke with Kevin, or communicated with Kevin?
Yes. As
Okay.
far as we know, he submitted whatever report
Okay.
they had asked for, and it just hasn't been acted on.
All right, I'll follow up with Kevin and send an email tomorrow or certainly by Friday.
Okay, I appreciate
Okay.
it. Do you have my email address?
I do.
Okay. Any other questions for our Comcast representative? Thank you very much, Kate.
Thank you, and again, I
And
apologize.
we appreciate that every time you come, we have to throw you the hardballs, but
That's why I'm here.
we know you're a big girl and you can handle it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Glenn, one additional thing.
Yes.
For the benefit of the township residents, within the next few days, the township will be streaming the TV channels live over the internet. You'll be able to access it through Radnor.com. Jim Doling is finalizing the equipment setup for that. So you'll be able to view live via the internet what's going out on our TV channels, on Channel 30 and Channel 10. So that should be up and running within a few days. Just look for an announcement at Radnor.com.
Any other comments? Okay. If there's no new business, we have public participation, and there's no public participation tonight. Move to adjourn, all in favor? Aye. Thank you very much, and good evening.